Hello, good evening, investors, good evening, friends. I'm so happy to have your attention. Thank you so much for watching this video. Okay, so I want to talk briefly about property investment. And what I want to talk about is factors to consider before making an investment. What are those things you need to consider before you proceed to make an investment? An investment could be deciding to purchase a property, okay, deciding to build or to construct a building for personal use or for commercial use, right? That is an investment. So we're talking about property investment. What and what should you look at? Should you check? Factors you should consider before you proceed to make this investment. Now, the question is why this topic? The reason why this topic is important is because there are so many abandoned projects and they are investments. They are investments. So, and by the time you abandon an investment, you don't complete it, right? Your purpose has been killed. You're not going to achieve your purpose for beginning, for starting that investment. So it is important that you consider some things before you proceed. So what are the things you should consider? What are the things you should consider before you start making an investment? So let's start from number one. I have them written down so that I won't forget, right? Okay. Okay, so good. So the first one that you should consider before making an investment is your capital. Capital. You need to know how much you have first and how much you are willing to invest in a project before you proceed. Why is capital so very important? Capital is so important because if you fail to check your capital first and then you proceed, bam, you start property investment. Let's say you want to build a house, you want to build a commercial building. You have 20 million, okay, 20 million. I think I can build this and that with 20. Or let's say, okay, let me start with 20 million. Every month I will put in 10 million or whatsoever. I don't, anyhow. But the point is this, you have money and you feel that you believe this money can do this, and you also believe that you get more money without properly checking if you can finish the project. And then you start the project. After 2 3 months, things changes, inflation, the cost of materials, and then you abandon the project. It could be family problems. Things can just happen and come up. Then you abandon the project. At the long run, or after a few months or years, you want to come back to that project. If it's a building, right? If you are coming back to it, you are going to spend more. That is one. You are going to spend more because when you started that building, if they were selling a bag of cement, for example, for 2,000, by the time you come back, the cement must have gone, must have risen to, let's say, 2,500 or 3,000 naira. So that means you're going to spend more to complete that project. That's one. But if you had planned yourself and know, oh, this money I have, I might not be able to build up to 5 units. But let me just use it and finish 2 units and rent it out, and then use the money from the money I made from the rent, and then continue to complete other units. I've seen people start three-story building at once and they don't finish it. Once they get to the decking level, they pause. For years they don't come back. And after like 2 years, they want to sell. I want to sell, I want to sell. And let me tell you, any land that has an abandoned project on it, that land, if they are selling land in that area for 50 million, that land is going to sell less than 25 million because of that abandoned building on the land. Empty land has more value than lands with abandoned properties. So before you proceed to make property investment construction, especially, sit down and calculate your cost from the start to the finish and plan yourself to know if you can finish it. You need to check if taking a loan will help you or not before you proceed to take a loan. I've seen people, even after taking loans, they couldn't complete a project. At the end of the day, they are in debt, and also their investment is stuck somewhere. By the time you say, okay, I think the best thing for me is to sell. Let me sell off. Let me see if I can raise money. You sell and you sell below market value. That's the truth. And when you sell below market value, that is not the purpose of you even wanting to invest at the first place. And also, you will sell just to pay debt, no profit. You can even lose money. So sit down and calculate the costs. How much will this building cost me? Everything, put it in details. Get a quantity surveyor to do that. If you want to know more about that, or about costing and all, they can talk to me. I can guide you through. When it comes to costing and budgeting your money to make sure that whatever you plan for a project, you get it done and you complete it before you proceed to the next stage. That's one important thing that it is important to consider your capital. Second one is this: you need to think about your returns on investment. Your return on investment. Ask yourself, this investment that I'm making, do I need to work hard? What do I need to do for me to get my returns? You need to know. You need to know the sacrifice you need to make, the time you need to put into that investment, and ask yourself, do I have this time to do this? Oh, for example, you've seen people building hotels, right? Building hotels, and there's money in hotel business. Okay, you have money, you have 200 million, you want to build a hotel, right? You go into the project, you build, you finish it up, and then you don't know that most of those people, right? Some of them at the beginning of this business, they have to be there. They have to be there to understand, what is going on, manage it by themselves before handing it over to other managers. I've seen it happen. I've seen someone build a hotel and for over 5 years, no profit. He doesn't have the time to even look at what is going on in the hotel. All the managers keep squandering and squandering and squandering. So was hotel business a good investment for that person? No, it wasn't. And this applies to so many other businesses, so many other investments that requires your time. That for you to get your return on investment, you need to put in your time. So if you don't have that time, don't bother making that investment. Look for other investment that does not require your time for you to get return on investment. So thinking about this factor is also very, very important. Okay, so let me look at the next one now is analytical abilities. You need To be rational, you need to invest with a clear mind, not because other people are investing and then you just want somewhere to put your money. You are tired of holding the money. The money they pepper you. The money is too much. Let me just do something anyhow. I know that. No, invest with your clear mind. I've seen people invest just because an agent convinced them. Personally, they've not really seen the reason why they should, invest in this property. But because someone out there is desperate to make commission on sales, he just push it, "Oh, do this one," and then you do it. At the end of the day, what happens? You regret making that investment. So before you make any investment, sit down and ask yourself, what, why should I make this investment? What are the possible risks? What are the possible return on investment? Should I do this? Yes or no? Convince yourself first before letting someone convince you. It is very, very important. You have to make market research, understand the investment you're going into, understand the market, and know if really you need to make that investment or not. It is very, very important. Also, you also need to, commit or talk to some other investors, right? Who must have invested in that particular line of business. Talk to them to know how was it. You did this, I noticed you bought this, you did that, you built this and that, to have an idea of what's going to happen to you if you go into that particular business or investment. It is very, very important to make this, have these analytical abilities to know whether to proceed or not. And then there's another important one too that you need to check is what we call market research. Market research is another important thing that you need to do. When I mean market research, I mean you need to check the competitors you have in the market. You want to invest in a business, you want to start a project, you want to build a property, a commercial property. What is happening around there? What is the percentage or net operating income when it comes to that particular business? Check how much do you think you will be earning from that business in a year. Then how much do you think you will need to maintain it if it's a property? So you're going to know this through making a proper market research. Understand the market you are going into as an investor, especially in the property market. For example, you want to build a mall or a shopping mall. You need to know if people will really come to that place to rent a shop. You need to know if there are other malls around. You also need to know the cost of renting a shop in that place and how long it will take you, right, to rent out the whole shop. Remember, if you don't do a proper market research, you might be having big, big issues with vacancy. Every time your shop is vacant, your shop is vacant, your office space is vacant, 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 month to month vacancy. But people are looking for a house to rent and live. We have a very big shop, a very big mall with different shop and offices, and they are all vacant. The question is, Were you supposed to build that particular mall or shop in that location? Did you check very well if it will work? If you had done that and properly, right, you will know, no, 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 no. Instead of building this shop, let me build block of flats. Because that area, looking at the market, right, more people who go there are people who are people who are in need of residential buildings. The area, the need in that area is not a shopping mall. It's not block of flat. It's not office spaces. It is residential buildings. Get to know these things before you proceed to make an investment. It is very important. Very, very important because the goal of an investor is to make profit. Yes, income, growth. That is your goal. You don't want to spend money on projects and then you'll see where you are year after year. So instead of you using almost everything you have to put in on a project and then the project fails you, think of how you can use part of your money to make some kind of investment that will not fail you. Even if they are small investments, but you have made your proper research and you are sure of getting your returns. At worst come to worst, right? You're getting at least 10% return on investment. Getting your money back is not the goal. Yes, because by the time you get your money back, your money has inflation must have affected your money and the value has dropped. So don't say, as long as I get my money back. No, that is not the goal of investment. You need to grow. You need to make. You need to get. You need to earn more. You need income. That is why you want to invest. So that is that for factors to consider before making an investment. This is where I'm going to stop. There are so many other factors too that I'm going to be talking about in my next videos. And also, if you have any question about property investment, especially property investment, you can freely talk to me. I can also help you out. If you have a project you are doing anywhere, right, and you need to know, maybe you must have abandoned the project, you are yet to complete it. It could be a building construction or commercial building, residential building, and you are stuck somewhere, you don't know what to do. Talk to me. Let's take it up from there. Give you all the tips, the advice you need for you to proceed and succeed on that particular investment that you want to do. You have a piece of land somewhere, the land has been there for years, no appreciation. You want to sell it, but nobody wants to buy. Talk to me. Let's know how you can do it so that you can proceed. Well, let's know what you can do there, right? So they can start getting your return on investment. Because we are smart investors. We want to make money from our investment. We need our income to keep coming year after year. That's why you call yourself an investor. So talk to me. Let's work together to on your own investment. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help, and you are thinking of, I want to invest. I don't know how, how to put, where to put my money. Come on, let's talk. Let's look at different options, and then you can choose the best and the very best one for you. My number is right there below this video. Call me. You can also send me a WhatsApp message. Let's talk. Thank you so much and have a nice day.